appreciate about your book is looking at miracles happening just all around the world and diving into a few different cases. I remember I was reading Craig Keener's book on miracles, which is a lot larger than yours, obviously. And I just remember talking with a friend about it. I'm like, yeah, I just read this every night, and it's just I read 10 pages, and there's just a bunch of miracles, and it's just the same old. Almost like in a bad sense, just because I'm like, there's just so much happening here and so many reports. That's why I'm grateful for your book, is because it's very like short and accessible. So I just wanted to bring that up because I think it's helpful to think about like miracles aren't just like a few people here and there, but this is a very common phenomena. Is that something you'd agree with regards to like
Absolutely.
miracles occurring?
Absolutely. There's just such a misunderstanding, especially in Western culture, that they don't happen very often. But I discovered that this is quite the opposite. What the reason we think they don't happen very often is because when they do, we don't talk about it to one another. It's one of the big lessons in my book is that witnessing in the book of Acts is not just to tell about the gospel, though that's central. It also involves telling people what you've seen and heard God do. And it is extremely strengthening to realize the real fact of the matter is that in our churches, these four or five kinds of miracles are happening fairly regularly to about 80% of the people. I take polls, but people think they're not because they don't want to appear too super spiritual, or they think will think they're kind of crazy. So they just keep it to themselves. And my book is an attempt to facilitate people sharing these things.